All right. Hey, this is Corey with Neurotic Knives. Doing a overview on the Medford TFF-1. Haven't done a review on this one yet. Go ahead and give me a subscribe, like if you like the content. Get that out of the way. So I've had this for a while now, and I'll just jump into things. When I first saw this model, I did not like the way it looked. Yeah, I thought it was just, how could this be comfortable? How could this, it just looked ugly to me. Um, and I didn't watch any reviews on it or anything like that. But I see a lot of people love this thing. And so end up ordering one. This one is an S90V with the 9 right there, from DLT. And didn't have high expectations because I'm like, well, I don't know, because it looks like, I don't know, like a pocket machete, so to speak. And I think maybe that's what he was going for, since these were built the way they are. I'll get into that. But so first initial impression when I got it was the choke up. Just to get into it real quick. Let's just do a couple size comparisons, because it is a big knife, but it carries really well. Your Hinder XM18 3.5. What else I got here? CRK Zahn. So you can tell it's big. It's a it's a big knife. Got the Scarab 2, just kind of OTF. These kind of pair together nicely. And then lastly, I brought out the Strider SMF. So, they're about the same size thickness, as far as everything goes like that. This one is big, it's a lot bigger. But the reason I brought this one out is because the ergos, like especially in your choke up view, are outstanding. I mean, you can hold it back here, if you need to whack, do whatever you can, because this thing was built for, prying, and I mean, it was just made for battle. I think this was one of the first models. I'll get a weight on the guy here, because I don't even know how much this thing weighs. It doesn't feel 9.5. 9.5. Get measurement real quick out of the way. So right at about 9.5. So blade is right around 4 inches, cutting about 3.75, almost, well, no, yeah, around 3.85, something like that. And as soon as I got it and just started holding it, number one, the action, I mean, it came just smooth as silk. And it's, you can do it slow, you can do it any way you want to do it, and it's just so smooth, ridiculously smooth. So when you choke back on this thing, yeah, there's hot spots. You got your there's jimping right here is excellent. I mean, all the way around, it's just, it's not as comfortable back here, but it's not supposed to be. I mean, if you had gloves on, which in a scenario, if you were in war or whatever, it doesn't really matter, because it's not like you're going to be doing it consistently enough to hurt your hand. But man, when you choke up on this thing, like a Strider, you can choke up on it and it feels good. But man, it just feels, and I think it feels better, just because I think you get more blade. There's a lot more control, just the way everything kind of sits in hand. But I mean, it slams out rock solid. The clip, a lot of people would think this clip is just massive, you know, but this clip, you know, works very well for this knife, and this could be a clip that they could use on almost all their knives and I'd be satisfied. One, it looks cool, very cool, very old school. Just fits in the pocket, goes in and out easy. Like I said, you know, compared to like a Strider SMF, you're getting about, let's see if I can do this here. It's pretty much the same thickness. You're just getting, you know, not a whole lot. I mean, it is big. I'll give it that. But looks can be deceiving, like I said. You know, everybody wants to, you know, trash talk, which the trash talk's kind of dumbed down a little bit, which I'm glad on Medford's. But, you know, I like Microtech. Do I like the owner of Microtech? Not particularly. You know, doesn't make me from not buying his knife. Yeah, I just think he's kind of a, I'll just say kind of a douchebag. That's just my thought on him. But anyways, but you can say what you want about the man himself, but Greg makes some of the best knives out there. I mean, quality, consistency, different designs. You know, a lot of knife makers don't have a lot of designs. You know, Hinder, Chris Reeve, hell, even Microtech, as far as any manual knives, you know, they're stepping it up with the Ramlock series. But I mean, if you look at Medford's lineup, I mean, you've got so many different options, so many different choices, whether it be from small, medium, large to extra large. And you don't really see a lot of that. The most time you see that is with these Chinese fucking shit companies that they're just like, oh, we'll just change this little element and we'll sell it. Well, you know, your Civivis and your fucking Wiis and your bullshit Chinese fucking shit. But, you know, not a lot of people talk about that. He has a lot of designs. Like, I've got, I don't know, maybe 24, 25, somewhere around there in Medford's. And I've got only 3 the same and 2 the same. And every other model is totally different. And, you know, they got their OTF, they've got the Viceroy, the Balisong. I mean, they're pushing the envelope, you know, and they don't get enough credit. They don't get enough credit for it. At least he doesn't get enough credit for it. I mean, he's got his new Main Street series coming out. A lot of those fixed blades are just awesome looking. I'm going to order at least there's 2 or 3 that I want to get. And, you know, it gets overlooked. So this being one of his first knives ever made, I believe. I should have brought some other ones in here for comparison, but you'll get the gist. If you watch my channel, you'll see all the different videos and different makes, models, sizes, you know, steels. It's kind of mind-blowing that they offer so many a different just variety of everything. I mean, and like I said, there's not enough credit for that. But carries well. You'd think with it being this big, it'd be bulky or whatever, but it's slim. You know, for a big knife, it's slim, and this pocket clip just makes it, and it sits down in there, you know, all the way. So you got, you know, that much sitting up, which is, you know, it's not that bad really. I mean, it's not bad. You know, old Medfords come perfectly centered every time. Some of them need broken in. Some of the new stuff just, I mean, comes just super, super smooth. And thought about getting the Fat Daddy, but I think I'd want the H. before that, I believe, which are very rare. I don't even think he makes them anymore. So your H would just basically be the same blade stock as your handles would be, instead of the 0.26. So you keep the same 0.187, I believe, on here, and 0.187 on the scales, I believe, is what the H model is. They're few and far between though. But if you're looking at these and you're thinking like I thought when I bought it, or was looking to buy it, and thought it just looked like a rhinoceros, but I tell you what, once you hold it like this, and once you hold it like this, because that big old belly blade on there, and this thing slices really well, it gets pretty thin behind the edge. And I mean, like I said, you can chop however you want to, stab, finer shit. I mean, you're just locked in. I mean, it's crazy. Looks can be deceiving. I'll give you that much. It's a fantastic knife, and it doesn't get, I mean, it does get the love, especially in the Medford community. And these are reasonably priced too. They're not on the higher end of the knives unless you get a sculpted version. Because I don't know what I think they're around $650 or so for that big a knife, all titanium everything, titanium hardware, many different steels, which is what it is. I do like their S90V. It's sharp. It takes an edge like you wouldn't believe. Very, very well done on their heat treatment, second to none. And I'll argue that to the teeth, but I'll digress and leave it kind of there. Like I said, if you like the content, give me a subscribe. If you like the video, give me a like, and I appreciate you guys watching. Really do. Thanks.